Joining us, Congressman Diane Black, Republican from Tennessee, on the Tax Writing Committee. California Republicans looking for a little leeway on deducting state and local taxes. Steve Scalise says maybe you can accommodate them to some degree. Why are you smiling? Because some of us here in the high tax states, we see a ray of light there that maybe we'll get some relief on SALT. What says Diane Black?
Well, maybe I'm giving you an indication that is one of the things that we'll look at in our conference committee, because we are hearing back from those high tax
Diane,
states.
I know you're going to look at it. That's a non-starter. We know that. But you're from Tennessee, low-tax state. You don't want to give any relief to us tax guys up in New Jersey and New York and California, do you?
Well, we think that you maybe ought to take a look at Tennessee, and we're doing so well. About 100 people are moving into Middle Tennessee and Nashville every day because of our tax burden. We're the lowest in the nation in per capita tax burden. But we recognize that this is something that if we want to eventually get the states to lower those taxes and to be more equitable across the entire country about what people give back from the federal government on that tax burden from the states, that maybe we ought to do that in a way that perhaps would incrementally put it in place or give a bigger deduction for them. So we recognize that this is an issue, and it will be on the table. And I'm smiling because I think it's interesting that you started out with that.
May I suggest that an incremental removal of the deduction would go a long way to helping those poor people up here in New Jersey and New York. But I'll leave it at that. Okay, I'll leave it right there. Arch-leftist billionaire Tom Steyer, he writes in the Wall Street Journal today about tax reform. Here's what he's got to say, Diane. Despite what you may believe, the Republican tax plan taking shape is a sham. It'll lead to more pain, less prosperity for the vast majority of Americans. Investment professionals have a moral obligation and a personal interest in opposing the bill. Let's not forget Larry Summers, who told us that 10,000 people a year will die because of this tax bill. Okay, you're laughing again, Diane. I mean, this is pretty strong stuff. What do you say?
I just have to laugh about this. This is the liberal way of trying to put a kibosh on something that they didn't think of and they didn't do, but it's good for the American people. We've seen other times in the history of this country where tax reform did make a difference. It grew the economy. This economy needs a jolt. For 10 years, it hasn't seen that jolt. And just in the anticipation, look what's happening in the markets. We feel a whole new mood because people recognize that we're going to do something that hasn't been done in 30 years, and that is to reform a very complicated tax code, do what we said we were going to do with giving people in the middle income a relief, and all the way actually across every one of the segments, but especially there in the middle income, and really get this economy moving, get some more money in people's pockets, allow companies to grow. Look, when a company gets more money in their pocket, they reinvest because they want to see growth in their own company. So it's a benefit to everyone across the board.
Well, Diane, I just hope there's still room for someone to move to Nashville or anywhere else in Tennessee, because you're going to get an exodus flood coming right at you, and I can see it coming. Because you're grinding your own axe there, Diane. I know you are. I know you are. But I'm joking, okay? I'm just joking. Diane Black, everyone, thanks for joining us as always. Thank you.